Hi, I'm Mike Morales. You're looking at the 2018 version of Sipping Off the Cuff. I'm here in San Antonio, and that young man over there is.
Jim Johnston in Youngstown, Ohio.
He's not in Ireland.
I am not in Ireland. I'm sad about that, but only been a couple months removed, but we're heading back.
Hey, when you do go back, hopefully, I know you're working on a small article for about your experience in Ireland. When you do go back, thank them for us for Tequila Aficionado, because we like the hits coming from Ireland.
Absolutely. I'm going to be surprised to see if there's a little bit more selection in the duty free when I go back there.
Hey.
Hopefully, as I continue to go back, we spread the word.
Jeez. Well, it's spreading the word. We are tasting and dissecting TC Craft Tequila. These folks come out of Nashville. We have fallen all over ourselves for the Blanco,
Yeah.
and the Reposado. We said was a big Reposado. This is a brand that's owned by a couple of brothers, and it's Todd and Chad Boderoff, who hail from Nashville. They sourced a great distillery. We have written about the distillery on Tequila Aficionados. You could take a look at Meli Barajas for women in the tequila industry. The Gnome is 1533. It is a female-owned and operated distillery. They make a handful of tequilas. It's like with a couple of guys who are into craft anything. This must have been like looking for a needle in a haystack, and they found the needle. So.
Right. Well, they made the needle. I think that given the story that I've read, these guys were into tequila and really looking for something that spoke to them, and maybe a little something that they could bring home. And I think they were really. I get the feeling these guys are picky.
You think?
In a good way. In a great way.
Do you think? Nah, they just slapped a label on something and just called it tequila, right? No.
No.
Nah, we're going to try the Anejo version of this tequila, and I'm so looking forward to it. The Reposado was so big that we really, again, Jim hit it on the head. It is a Repo that you would want to probably smoke a cigar with.
Yeah.
I mean, it easily paired with a cigar. And again, that's one of the trends that we called in 2017 is that the Reposado expressions for many brands are making statements. And I think this falls just falls right in with that. And so I'm really anxious to try the Anejo. Look at the color on that beauty.
Yeah, and you know what? I was thinking about this when I first saw this bottle. If you take a look at this bottle and the deep amber in that, one of the things that caught me, and I brought this just for comparison, that's Kentucky bourbon. So this spends some time in the barrel. This gets the same kind of treatment that a bourbon or a Tennessee whiskey would, and I think they're really giving the barrel itself a chance to shine through. So,
well, the Reposado is aged 17 months, and their Anejo is aged 3 years. Let's find out. Let's just dive into it. A beautiful color, very beautiful. He's using his Glencairn. I'm using the what we hope to be the new official tequila glass by Stossel. This is a prototype called the Jarrito. Nice legs and tears. That is a beautiful color, I gotta say.
It really is. And the body on this is so. This is.
Well, the structure, it's got the mouthfeel and the structure started at the Blanco, and just made its way. So I can only imagine what we're looking at here.
And if you watch the first two iterations, the Blanco and the Reposado, I had a little Glencairn on a stem. This looks like whiskey to me, so I'm going to go with the Glencairn glass now.
There you go.
Because this has been in a barrel. It's spent some time. It's supposed to have that that nose come out, and
That's, okay, I get now the sweetness is more pronounced, but it's way different.
yes,
It's not like it was with the reposado. I had a hard time pinpointing it.
this has got a little more of a baked sweetness to it.
Yes, it's more of the whiskey sweetness that I'm familiar with. The caramel, the vanilla.
Wow.
You know what though? And you've had Irish whiskey. Is this in the same neighborhood maybe?
You know, well,
Or am I totally wrong with that?
No. But Irish whiskey, you're going to get a lot more of the sweetness is going to come from the mash and from the quality of the water and the terroir. You're going to actually smell. Ireland's got a smell, and the water and the ground have a sweetness to the water. It's just this has got. This is almost getting into Scotch, single malt Scotch, in terms of the smell coming off of this. This has picked up enough characteristics of the barrel on the nose, mixed with the sweetness and the vibrance and the greenness of the agave, that this is almost like a Speyside or a Highland malt Scotch.
I'll buy that.
But really,
I've had more
nice.
tequilas aged in Scotch barrels. Actually, only one that was so pronounced. So I will say that the nose is very familiar to me. That's the reason I mentioned that.
I wouldn't say it smells like Scotch. I would say it comes the nose comes off the same way that Scotch does. You get that combined the combined nose of the actual spirit that started out and the barrel and the mash and the time it took. You can smell all of them together, and it blends well. It's very, very complex, but very nice. And once again, not overpowering at all.
No, it's very pleasant. Don't get us wrong when we say
big.
It's eye-opening. It is.
Right.
You know, I would say the nose on this one's a bit sweeter than the reposado. I was really impressed with the reposado.
Yeah,
I think
this
it's
is like a baked spice sweetness on it now.
Yeah, the reposado I think was very well balanced. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh wow.
Wow.
This is very whiskey forward.
It is, but it in all the best ways. It kind of picks up the good characteristics of a well-made whiskey, and not bourbon. Not bourbon. This is
whiskey.
A single malt whiskey flavor to it, and a little spice, and a little, maybe some dry fruit or some dry, like the vegetation we got in the Blanco is now kind of you can taste the fruitiness of it, but it's ripe.
It's been desiccated. It's
right.
Like a dried fruit.
Right.
And I'm not talking about dried fruits as in like dried raisins or cherries. It's not anywhere like that. In fact, even on the back end, I'm not sure about you, but like on the back of my palate, I get just a slight bitterness, like maybe a bitter chocolate, maybe some cocoa, just ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Or maybe you'll agree with me, maybe not. Leather and tobacco, just real slight on the back end.
I definitely get a hint of that, and I'll say it's odd. About 2 days ago, my mother started baking. She's got these famous apricot biscottis. The dried
the
apricot.
ones you promised me?
Yeah. Those are well. It's 2000. It's Christmas is over. It's 2018.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I guess we'll have to get you next year. This has got a little bit of that dried fruit smell when those are just out of the bag, but it's very subtle, and it's very much mixed in with all of the other. And the nose, again, like the Blanco and the Reposado, once you taste it, the nose progresses with it. It keeps opening up.
Yes.
Wow.
By the way, in no way are we getting really heavy alcohol. There's just
No.
this is all barrel. We're not getting any alcohol, not even in the bottom of my glass, and I'm using a different glass than Jim is. I'm just getting that barrel, that fruitiness, that spiciness.
And I do get that little leather tobacco combo right at the end there. And again, I'm thinking cigar. I'm
yeah.
thinking this will hold up really well, even to a full body cigar, probably.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, maybe I'm wrong. Is this a more milder añejo? It's not. I thought that the reposado was bigger. I think, but maybe just bigger for a repo. You know,
this has been mellowed. This is mellowed out a little bit.
Okay, thank you. All right, that's what I thought.
But again, I would say don't be worried you're going to lose flavor off of that. But the mellow, I don't think you want to have a big upfront green or even green with a little bit of age on it kick like this. The fact that it sat in the barrel for a little while and mellowed out is you can experience all of these flavors without that big upfront kick, and I think you need to do that because it's gotta be there for a minute for you because there's a lot in here to taste.
Yes, there are several layers. It's very complex. Wow. I mean, congratulations to the brothers because these guys. They nailed it. I don't know what kind of barrels they're using, whose barrels they're using, but they, like you said, I think they're pretty picky.
They're definitely picky, but they're definitely bringing a little bit of home with them too, because this tastes like something that a Tennessee whiskey maker would put together. A really good whiskey guy would put this together and expect these kind of flavors to come out, and I'm really impressed with this.
Now, would you or would you not drop a little bit of water in it or serve it over an ice cube?
I would say yes. I would say in the same way that you do that to single malt Scotch to open it up, you could do the same thing here, and you would benefit from that because I think that would kind of diffuse those flavors in your mouth a little bit. That you can get some of that little hint of tobacco and leather at the end gets a little bit more pronounced if you do something like that. But you don't need much. I mean, one ice cube is fine on this thing, and you could sip this all night long. It's really just delicious. It's very nice.
I'm impressed. I personally, I wouldn't put any water in it because I'm really enjoying the nuances that I'm getting from all of it. But the reason I asked you is because now I'm getting to the point where, hey, if I treat this like a whiskey, I would get other things out of it because I'm all tequila 24/7 all the time, so I have very limited experience with whiskeys. Every once in a blue moon, except Oaxacan whiskeys, which I'm a big fan of now. But this is enough to make me want to. It's really odd. It's enough to make me want to experiment with Tennessee whiskeys, and anybody who's into whiskeys would probably want to experiment with more tequilas. So
right.
It's odd.
We should start an exchange program. I think we could bring some people over though, because this actually is that mellowness you talked about. Somebody who likes whiskey and likes the smoothness of whiskey will not. And I think also, even if, and I've seen people tasting tequila for the first time and they smell it, and I'm not used to that. It's not a whiskey person. One whiff of this and they'll be like, I can try that. It's not scary. It's not off-putting.
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, it's very inviting. That's why I'm saying it's almost like it's performing a dual function. It's making me think I wonder what I'm missing besides what I've had before. I mean, I've had Glenfiddich before, and that's about it. Besides the
right.
stuff like Jack Daniels, but I'm really excited about this. This is really gorgeous.
Good job, boys.
Wow. Brand of Promise nominee, as far as I'm concerned. These guys, Chad and Chad and Todd Boderoff. Congratulations, gentlemen. You have something. Yes. You got something there, boys. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Only available in Tennessee at this point. Hopefully, talk to Jim. Maybe
that's close enough that I think I can drive down there and convince them to start making their way up here.
Hey, they need to share with with you guys, because it is a lovely spirit. What a great finish! It's a lingering finish. It's like the finish is blooming. It's
right.
Very unusual. I'm really very enjoying it. Would I mix it in a cocktail? Not really. This is really a sipping tequila, very much like a sipping whiskey. Don't mess with it too much, or you'll miss it.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Let's just let it do what it does.
Yeah, please don't hurt it.
It's good on its own. Yeah.
Don't hurt it, Hammer. Oh my God, that's our take on TC Craft Tequila and our 2018 version of Sipping Off the Cuff on Mike Morales here in San Antonio. And again, that gentleman there is
Jim Johnston in Youngstown, Ohio.
Whatever you do, please subscribe to us if you're listening to us or watching us on YouTube or iTunes. Whatever you do, subscribe down below. Tell us what you think if you've had it. Please give us your thoughts, your rendition of it. But whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.